Hello everyone, welcome to Ben's Weather Tech and Adventures, and we just did a weather stream on the severe weather, and I ended it because there weren't too many tornado warnings. So if you're here for the severe weather stream, we will have it on right after we finish this. But we are going to talk about the China coronavirus, which I have been talking about and streaming about. I think I have about I don't know, probably like 15 streams on about this, and we're going to get into it, and we're going to update you with the latest numbers and the latest stuff going on. There's going to be an updated numbers in about an hour, I think. We'll see if we're still on the air for that. If not, I'll post it on I'll create a post on my page, and if you're subscribed, you will see it. So let's get into the numbers and what's going on. We currently have 566 dead from this, and official numbers say 28,405 are infected. Now, by the end of today, as I said, the numbers will go up. I'd say we'll roughly have like 630 deaths, 640, maybe even a little more than that. And we'll definitely have over 30,000 infections, probably like 31, 32,000. So numbers have been increasing. If we look at this worldview, you can see where the virus is. This has not changed a lot, but there have been more cases in the places that have already had the virus. So you can see the US has 12, Canada 5, Russia still 2, 3 in India, a few in Western Europe now, 6 in France, 13 in Germany. We're going to have to look at that. That was from someone with a company or something, and they kept infecting people. I didn't know it was up to 13. So we'll see if we can find an update on that. So that's kind of the basic idea of what's going on now. But as I said, these will definitely rise up pretty soon. So I also would want to look at some updates with you guys. So this Guardian thing, this hadn't been working a few days ago. We were using it, but it was really old. But now this is getting updated. So they're back on. And let's see what they say. Let me just get the chat up. Okay, the sound is working. Great. So this is The Guardian, and this is one of the live update pages. So let's see what they say. There's a whole whistleblower thing going on. Yeah, doctor who raised alarm died. Whistleblowing doctor who tried to raise the alarm about the coronavirus died in the early hours of Friday. Confusion over his fate. Oh. Is this the guy who got it, so maybe he wasn't dead before and now he died? I'm going to look him up. I think what happened is that this doctor, people there was a rumor he was dead or something, but now he is dead. Wuhan hospital announces this death. Yeah, Yeah, I think this is the same guy that was rumored to be dead, and a lot of people thought he was dead, but he actually wasn't. Yeah, see? So, or maybe not. Thursday. Yeah, this must be a different doctor. This is kind of weird. I want to get to more other details, but we have this doctor who, whistleblower of the virus. He kind of, said how bad it was, and he got the virus, and now he is dead. But there were earlier conflicting reports. Let's go back to this. There was a Brazilian jet to get 34 citizens out of the city at the center of the outbreak, which is Wuhan. But the outbreak is spreading. It's spreading all over, especially in China. If we go to this, today I wouldn't be surprised. Some of these are going to go over 1,000. These two are going to go over 1,000 cases in about an hour. They probably already have them, but in an hour it'll be official. I mean, all of these, in the big numbers, getting close to 1,000. Well, some are. But this is only, what's it called? Official cases. So we're going to Mauricio says no, he is dead. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's dead. There was just some confusion uh, earlier. I haven't been having a lot of time to look this up, so I don't know. I'm still kind of not 100% on that. Um, People should self-isolate. First British nationals test positive. Traveling back to the UK from Singapore. There were already cases there, but these are the first, what, like citizens or something? Yeah, see, there had been a Chinese student, but they're the first people that are actually from Britain. There we go about that again. All right, let's look at something else. China has begun imposing penalties on social media platforms, publishing critical information about the outbreak. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised about that. People on TikTok joking. Yeah, you know what? I actually saw TikTok, I think earlier today I was looking at it. And yeah, there was a lot of China virus joking stuff on there. And really on all of social media. We're going to go on Twitter and see if we can find some news about the virus. But there is so much memes and TikToks and whatever about the virus. And obviously that's not good. All over TikTok, I was seeing them. And when we'll go on Twitter and we'll see as well. Most of what we see will be memes. Yeah, there's lots of conspiracies and everything going around, of course. Evacuations are underway for Canadians. So tons of countries have been getting their people out. Billions have been coming to the United States. Singapore has its 30th case. That's new from today, this afternoon. What is this? Oh, this is one of the government planes, I think. Yeah, and the planes, it's like a cargo plane almost. It's been fitted for people, and they have like um, tarps and stuff and things so it's very strict stuff for the people who are from these countries and then are being sent home on these flights. See, Philippines. So there's so many things about that. Okay, yeah, I wanted to hear about some of the German stuff. Um, See, look, Germany's first coronavirus patient was infected by a female Chinese colleague who participated in workshop at the automotive supplier's offices. Uh, since her departure, 8 workers at the company have been diagnosed. One of them also infected their 2 children and his partner. So that's how most of these Germany cases came about. There was this one person who was in contact with someone from China, and then they brought it back to where they work, and then 8 people got it, and some of them spread it. Schools in Wales ordered not to keep students of Chinese heritage home. Small number of schools had excluded class students of Chinese heritage who had traveled to China but were not sick. Officials ordered all schools to end such policies. Communities around the world have sounded the alarm over discriminatory responses to the coronavirus. So I assume that's going on other places as well. So that's a whole nother side of this. Vietnam reports 2 new cases. That's from this morning. Yeah, there's not many UK cases. There's only 3, I think. see what else we can find. Yeah, there was that ship before that people were on. So now Hong Kong is saying, look, we're not letting ships in. That's makes sense. Cruise ships, I mean. Let's look at something else. As we wait, there's going to be a big update. So, why would you build hospitals at such a rapidly at such a cost if it wasn't the 85? Yeah, I mean they're making these hospitals. One is done, and they built it in like a week, and they're making another one in like a week. So, I mean, my view is it's a lot worse than they're saying. I mean, look, we're going to be over 30,000 cases today. So, you know, at the beginning of this one, like people were saying, oh, there might be like 2,000 cases, or I mean, all of those people had been right, you know. And yeah, I mean, it is like, why would you build all of these if this is going on? So I think it's, I mean, look, in the last week, it's got dramatically worse. That's for sure. Yeah, and then so this cruise ship off Japan, there were 10 people, and now it's 20. 10 more test positive. 10 more people aboard a cruise ship quarantined off Japan have tested positive for the coronavirus. This brings the number to 20. The ship is quarantined off Yokohama with around 3,700 passengers and crew. So basically, these people, like I was seeing on the news like yesterday, you know, they're getting like these small meals delivered to their rooms and stuff. So totally a cruise gone wrong. So that's also going on. Yeah, so see, people are saying, you know, they don't want cruise ships to dock, some countries. What else is here? I guess that's it. Let's look at one more live update page. Guardian. Okay, we looked at that. Let's just look at the CNN one. If I can find it. You're using that before. See if there's anything different.
14 days in, and we were headed out. Checking out a.
Sorry about that. See, Wuhan built second new hospital for patients. Look, it's almost done, just like the other one. All right, there's not many of these live. I think we got most of the live updates, to be honest. I think it's Twitter time. Now, there's going to be memes, as who was saying in the chat about that. But there's going to be memes. Let's see what we can get. China virus. Probably a lot about that doctor, right? Yeah. Actually, you know, I was trying to. That's old. That's old. See, some of this stuff is old. Conspiracies. I don't really want to. Okay, see, that was old. Now I'm getting mixed up. You know, a lot of these videos and stuff we've seen because this has been going on so long. What is this? Oh, this is a checkpoint. Yeah, well, we've seen a lot of that stuff already. I think it's time for Weibo. I feel like as this has gone on, these social media things are just worse and worse for virus news. Especially Weibo. The first time I went on here was great. We found like all these nice articles. And ever since, this guy is talking about people fight against the virus, not against China and Chinese people. I think that's what that video is about. Anything else here? Takes years to build a hospital. Yeah, I mean, here in the United States, it takes like years to build hospitals, and they're building them in like what, a week? That one was. So it is a bit weird. I'll say that. Probably because there's way more cases. Yeah, I doubt we're gonna get anywhere on Weibo. It's just too hard to use, you know? Latest outbreak map. Yeah, but we already have that stuff. Yeah, it's just, even translated, it's just too, really too hard to use. Any snow in Big Bear Lake, California? Can look right now, actually. I don't know where Big Bear Lake is. I assume it's somewhere like... There's no snow in California right now falling. John O'Leaper, right. No snow in California right now. We're going to get back to the weather in my next stream after this is done, if you want to hear about that. Mapping the virus. Yeah, I wanted to look at this thing. Yeah, I like the map I'm using because this is just so small. Actually, it's nice because you can click on these. But see, look, this map isn't even updated. This is updated a few days ago. Some are updated. I'll bookmark this and just keep it on deck. This is something someone made. Ooh, look at this. I'm going to bookmark this as well. But see, I want to see how this updates, so I'm going to bookmark that. But let's get back to what we need to do. So, what else should we talk about here? There's going to be an update pretty soon, and you'll see the deaths are going to go up, but it's not going to be out for a while, so it probably won't be out while we're on the air. Let's see, what else can I do? I'm trying to think of sites. China news sites. You know, this isn't something I tried, getting China news sites, something. I hadn't even looked at any. China. Latest number on coronavirus infections. Those are just numbers, though. Look, medical observation is continuing on almost 65,000 people. And I think this isn't even, this is from like a little while ago, too. Let's see if we can find any other Chinese sites. Oh, I'm pretty sure this... They should have a virus section here. Ooh, look at this. World Health Organization plays down the dip in daily infection rate. Now wait, so I guess it went down. So what I think is yesterday it did go down a little, the daily rate, but it's been fluctuating and stuff. So this is why today's numbers are so big. So for weeks, yeah, but some days it was. There were a few days where you'd have outliers. So is this an outlier? We'll have to see. We're still in the middle of an intense outbreak. We need to be careful about making predictions. I want to bookmark the South China Morning News. There's a constant increase in cases in Hubei, but we haven't Hubei province where Wuhan is, but we haven't seen an acceleration in province outside. We haven't, but they're getting, the numbers seem like they're getting really, really high. Yeah, I mean, look, 3,700 cases yesterday. That's why I said there might be 32,000 cases by the end of today. Yeah, I mean, you can't just look at one day and say, I mean, we're going to have the numbers from today pretty soon. So we'll see what happens. But you can't just look at one day and say they've dropped. Let's see what else is on here. This is a very nice laid out page, that's for sure. Ooh. Six hours ago. Okay, we talked about that. Here is Wu. Yeah, I can't show this because it's YouTube. Can't show it. Wish I could, but can't. That was just showing Wuhan how it's deserted, kind of. All right, is there anything other virus related here? Some really old stuff about it. Where's the where's virus in here? Let's look at this. Yeah, I can. These autoplay things, man. Oh yeah, and I wanted to say, this recovered. This doesn't mean they actually don't really have the disease. It just means they went home from the hospital and they're feeling better. Because there's no real cure. That being said, like, I don't know if there's people who have, like, you know, just they don't have the disease anymore. I mean, some of the people with mild symptoms, it's kind of weird. Like, do you have to get treatment or will it eventually pass? That's still something I'm kind of don't know about. So that's more of a do what you need to know. Russ Block said, New York Times. I'll go on the New York Times and see if I can find that article. You were talking about Reddit. You know, Reddit, I never even thought of Reddit for this. The thing about Reddit is a lot of it could be fake. I'm gonna look at Reddit, and for my next stream I'll see if I can find anything that would be good for it. But that's a good suggestion anyway. What did you say? Mass quarantine? The mass quarantine was ordered, but it's not clear if authorities there will be able to even provide basic care. Yeah, like hospitals in Wuhan are absolutely so overcrowded now and everything, right? So even people, I mean, you think Wuhan has 11 million people. A bunch of cities are locked down around that have like 7 million people and so on and so on. How about people who have regular health diseases? How about people who have, you know, regular conditions where they have to keep going to the hospital? How about people who need the emergency room? You know, how about people who have heart attacks, stroke, all this other stuff? Where are they going to go? Because there's so many beds and everything and so much emphasis on the virus. I don't know if hospitals have the same capacity to deal with normal stuff. Conditions were very poor. Oh, this is at a quarantine, but some quarantine facilities, they are in hospitals. The lockdown is encircling roughly 50 million people. Unprecedented. Experts have questioned its ethics. Yeah, I mean, when this started, people were talking about that. What is this? Okay, so the CDC is starting to finally branch out their test kits so other people can test, because it had been, in the U.S. that cases had to go to the CDC before they could be tested. David said, what was that thing on with the weather? Oh, the thing, David, that was a GR2 analyst. We're going to get back to that later, though. After this stream is done, I'm going to literally go right to the weather streaming. Look at this. Eddie Lauder, Nintendo, Qualcomm join list of companies hit by China virus. I guess financially they mean. Nintendo said shipments of its Nintendo Switch game consoles to customers in Japan would be delayed. Qualcomm, they make cell phone like chips, like processors. Yeah, especially in China, is also hurting. Yeah, so I mean, we'll have to see as this goes on what's going to be like the company, not just with stocks and everything, but them actually making stuff. 50,000 shows quarantine, 50 million people. Yeah, I mean, 50 million people, I mean, to quarantine, I mean, that's insane. So, I mean, I don't know, I mean, obviously there's going to be bending of rules. Some people are going to be able to do some things and stuff and not get caught or whatever. It just sounds ludicrous to lock down 50 million people. But I guess they think, it'll be enough. But the numbers are going way up. So was it enough or was it too late? That's really the big issue. Was it too late? World Health Organization will make... so the World Health Organization is meeting... next week? So they're going to have scientists come and hopefully make some headway on that. This is a cruise ship. Passengers wave from their cabin balconies. This is in Japan. There's now 20 people infected with the disease from that cruise ship, and it is quarantined. Virus spreads fear about Tokyo Olympics. We were reading about this before in a stream, I remember. So the Olympics are supposed to happen this summer in Tokyo 2020. Obviously, that's in Japan, but look, coronavirus continues to spread. The clock is ticking toward the Summer Olympics. Opening ceremony is to be held in less than 6 months. Yeah, and they said that there was nothing, right now where they were going to do anything, but we'll have to see. I mean, what if this keeps spreading and there's things in Japan and stuff? Are you going to see lots of people in the stands at the Olympics and stuff wearing masks, or events going to be, changed or whatever? Who knows? It's pretty far down the road. But something to think about. China's government on Thursday accused Taiwan's governing party of exploiting the coronavirus to push for Taiwan's independence. Taiwan, which is self-governed, but it's like, an autonomous territory of China? So that's going on. Let me see one thing, guys. Okay, I'm good. So let's go. I want to just check this one more time. I'm glad I thought of these China sites. That's China news networks. Let's see if we can find any more. But this is actually a pretty good thing. So I bookmarked that South China Morning Post. Can contain birds, rodents, and the wind. Yeah, that's actually a pretty good way to put it. You know, I mean, I would think even if you're in some small town somewhere with like 2,000 people, and you have some soldiers containing everyone. I mean, people are going to be able to leave their house. What are you going to have? What are they going to have? These 50 million people, and then there's going to be a soldier at every door? No, obviously not. So, and since it's in China, it's like we don't know that much about what's going on. So it's been going on for weeks and weeks. So we'll have to see what happens. I remember it was crazy when they started the quarantine, but it's still going on. Kids aren't in school. People aren't in work. There's economy issues, of course, from that. Okay, anything about the virus? Here's something. Yeah, people have evacuated. Yeah, and there's all these airlines that anyway, they're just, flights. I want to check flights. Let's check the flight radar. There's a lot of flights that aren't going to China, but there's still a lot of flights, in China itself going to different places in China. I mean, we started at the Wuhan airport. Let's just look at that. Just right here. And let's just look at departures and arrivals, see how many are delayed. 12% cancellation, 12% for departures. So that's kind of down. So that's not. So lots of them are still going. I mean, let's look at like Shanghai. I don't know which airport here. 5%, 7%. So, and wait a sec. Yeah, it was going to be, there should be. Let's wait for the planes to load in. Oh, it's also nighttime in China, isn't it? I was going to say, if there were only that many, it would look like things have really calmed down. But it's early in the morning. And this will fill in. I mean, if you go on this in like an hour, there'll be planes pretty much all in here. So planes have not totally stopped. It's just countries have stopped flying. But within China, there's still planes going from place to place. And even, from China to, the countries nearby. So, let's get back to what we were looking at. China Daily. No, not China Daily. What were we? This thing. Glad I thought about these China sites. Better than going on Weibo and stuff. This looks like some old information, too. 274 deaths. Well, way over that now. China. Chinese ambassador to the UK said Beijing is sharing all the information about the virus. I don't know about that. China has taken robust measures to contain the coronavirus. This is his opinion. He said, since the outbreak, the Chinese government has taken the most comprehensive and strict prevention. I don't know about that. I mean, maybe, but maybe they took it too late. That's the thing. With the whole Chinese New Year going on. More than 6,000 professionals have been deployed to Hubei province. So he's trying to downplay it. Who knows? Most of the stuff we say it's a lot worse than that, though. How long have I been going here? Okay. Let's see. I want to see if I can find one more Chinese site just so I can bookmark it and have them. But I don't know why I never thought about looking that up, but China news networks. Did we see this? No. Battle against coronavirus. I'm seeing a lot on this website about the good China is doing for this. I don't know. China urges relevant countries to view academic in rational, calm way. Oh, this is a few days ago. I don't want to read that then. This definitely looks like it's pro-China for sure. Or pro-Chinese government, I guess you could say. Lots of stuff about Chinese wireless networks. Oh, because I looked up networks. I was going to say, what is all this stuff about like 4G, 5G stuff? Just because I wrote networks in the name. China Daily, we saw that. Saw that. Okay, here's a list. China Daily, China's Youth Daily, People's Daily. What is that? Translate. This is too hard to use already. China Youth Daily. Doesn't work. Southern Daily Group. Doesn't work. China Daily, we were on, weren't we? Yeah, we looked at that already. Yeah, some of these are probably going to be hard to... I think I'm going to stick to the ones I have. But at least we found some of them. In the future, I'll definitely be looking at those more. For sure. Just want to see if this thing changed at all. Oh, look. This is exactly what I wanted. Here's a graph right here. Someone made. And I'll show you what they were talking about. So, look. This is January 20th. Confirmed cases. 282. Goes up a little bit, up a little bit. Ooh, almost 1,000. Look, 1,000. Boom. 2,000. 3,000. Almost 5,000. 6,000. 8,000. 9,000. 11,000. 14. 7. 9. And see how this is what they're talking about, right? So we were talking about earlier. That I guess yesterday we only had see how small it went up yesterday. So it is going to be very telling if that continues or that it keeps going up. I think that's just a one day lull. Who knows? I'd imagine it'll keep going up. But you can see how it's kind of leveled off a little bit. It was steep, and then a little bit down. So that's what, at the beginning, we were seeing some stuff about, like, World Health Organization tells people not to, read too much into the lower case numbers. It doesn't mean the case numbers went down. It just means that less people got the infection. But we'll have to see with the numbers today, which should be out. What time is it in China? I think it's 6-something a.m. I meant China time. What am I doing? I wonder if I should just stay on for that. Well, let's go and do some other stuff, and then we'll see. Oop, 2 new updates. Let's look at this. But it may be best to just stay on, and then we can get that update, because there's going to be an update from, I'd say probably in the next half hour. I just want to check really quickly the weather thing and see if there's any tornado warnings, because I am going to be streaming the weather, and I took a break with no tornado. Okay, no tornado warnings. Good. So I don't need to focus on that right at this second. So what were the updates? This is about Brazil. They're having a carnival festival, but there's not going to be much to do about the virus in terms of having people take more care, I guess. That's what that's about. Here's some more graphs. Okay, not much there. Let's see if any of the other ones have updated. Of course, there's going to be an on-the-play video. Yeah, and someone said something about seasonal. I was hearing stuff on the news about how this might just become like a seasonal thing, like the flu almost, people will get and whatever. We don't know yet. I mean, it's too early to know that stuff, but we'll just have to see where it goes. But obviously, I mean, I remember about hearing this on the news, and they were like, there were 40 cases of it one day or something. I just thought, okay, well, that'll be over in a few days. They'll never talk about it again. Obviously, that was wrong. Anything new here? That is the question. 440. Now, that was a while ago. CNN have anything now? Nope. We should be getting, like, even other than that update, we should be getting, like, kind of more articles as it starts to be morning in China.
14 days in, and we were headed out. Checking out after...
You know what? There must be some kind of Chrome extension where you can stop autoplay videos, and I got to get one because, oh, it's so annoying. Especially when it's the YouTube ones, which I'm not allowed to show anyway, and then it starts playing it, and if it plays enough, then that's... Oh boy. We may have the update. Mike Albert says B&O News saying 30,000. Okay, everyone, there is breaking news. I'm actually glad because when I got on the air, I'm like, because I wanted to stop that other thing when there was no tornado warnings. But I'm like, am I doing this too early? Because I would love to be on the air when an update comes out. So here are the new numbers. There are currently 30,811 cases. There are now 635 deaths. This is only from Hubei province in Wuhan. So this isn't. Well, there'll be more numbers a little later. So how many? Wait, last updated at 509. I just didn't see it. You know what? We were looking at all this stuff, and I was thinking it was going to be later, so I didn't even look at this site. But it was 10 minutes ago. But thank you, Mike Albert, because I wouldn't even have looked at it yet. So 30,811 cases. So basically 31. Now, what did we have now on the stream? What did I say? 28,405. Whoa. So it did go up a lot more. Because look, 28,405. Yeah, so yesterday, yeah, see, so it went up way more than yesterday. Maybe not as much as some of these other days, but I mean that's a considerable jump. I mean that's like almost 3,000. So I think that means this will keep going up like that. It'll keep going up in a more at a bigger angle. Because that's a lot more than if this graph was right. I'm going to go on Twitter and see if there's anything like new maybe about this. But this is big news. And I will fix the headline. Actually, I can do it right now. Edit. What did we say? 30. How many people? 3811. And then 635, we say. So how many deaths did we get? We went from 565. So that's a lot of deaths too. So that seems to be going up at the same rate. I've seen so many things about spraying chemical stuff. I don't know how that helps. I don't know if it's part of if it really helps for the virus. I don't know what it is. I really have no idea, but there are many videos of them spraying these big things into the air, on streets. But I want to keep talking about this right now. How are they confirming new cases when everyone's on lockdown? I think people can still go to the hospital. And that's a really good question. It just tells how much we don't know about the lockdown here that's going on. But yeah, I mean, and that's a whole nother reason why there could be more cases, because maybe people have a mild case of it, but they don't want to go to the hospital and wait around and everything. So they might just stay at home. So that's a whole nother thing. So let's go on Twitter quickly. I just want to see if I can find anything about the new numbers. But I'm glad that the new numbers came out. Did this thing get updated? I doubt it. This thing usually takes a little while. Yeah, that's not going to update yet. But there's the new numbers. So we are over 30,000 cases. I guess that's pretty big. So we're going to go on here. Let's just look up China virus numbers or coronavirus. Let's see if there's anything if I go to latest, because this just happened. Yeah, and there's been this whole thing about the actual numbers thing. I really haven't looked into it at all. I don't know what to think of it. I mean, I don't even know what it's from. I've just heard about it. I haven't really had the time to look into it at all. Streets are empty. That's true. With the quarantine, streets are empty and if everyone's home, then why is the thing still spreading so much? Maybe it's just that bad of a virus that it still spreads that much, even if that's going on. Okay, I'm not seeing any tweets about the new numbers. I'm only seeing, yeah, this is this is not good. Yeah, this doesn't really make any sense right now. There's too many memes and too many fake things. But here's the new numbers. Actually, I'm just going to go on. If I write this in Google, maybe we can find like some new article. Probably not yet. Well, I wonder if they have it on any other sites, though. This is a really good site, though, the BNL Newsroom, because they have it, right away. Other people don't even have this yet. So, but I do want to wait and see, if we can get anything on this. Well, I was following some coronavirus stuff on Twitter. Are they tweeting anything? This person has been tweeting. Oh yeah, I'm gonna look at this. Okay, this gives this is that same news agency, but they have a tweet. Look at this. 24,702 suspected cases. 4,664 in serious or critical condition. Most cases still in China. 24 countries reporting cases. I'm gonna like that tweet. I should make a Twitter for this channel maybe or something. I want to totally. One thing I'm trying to do is for the weather stuff, but also if I keep doing this news stuff, is to have some graphics and stuff on the screen. So that's my next thing to look at. Why is the stock market going up? Look, it's been going up and down. There's companies in China that are doing okay. Ooh, look at this. This is 3 minutes ago. The good news. 184 who recovered from coronavirus were discharged yesterday. That's the biggest number yet. So I guess they did recover from it, because I was thinking, can you actually like totally recover from this without, you know, like if you have a mild case and you go to the hospital and you get the right treatment, will it go away in a matter of time? Well, it says 184 who recovered from coronavirus were discharged yesterday. Highest number to date. 8 minutes ago, the number of people in serious and critical condition in Hubei province, where Wuhan is, rose sharply. See, it went almost up 1,000. So there were 2,247 new cases. So that's like way more than 50% more than yesterday. So for the people saying, oh, is this going to continue and stuff? Well, it didn't, and it's continuing to go up. 69 new deaths. They say anything else about it? No. That was their first tweet about the new stuff, and I assume this is just this same page. Yep. Oh yeah, and did this go over 1,000? Oh, actually, I don't think these numbers have updated yet. So I'd have to think these two provinces are going to be over 1,000, but they just haven't updated yet. They've got the numbers in, but they haven't been sorted yet. That's what's going on. So these are staying, but they're going to go up, and I'll keep updating this and see if they go up. But the big news is over 30,000 are now infected. We need to hire the guys that build hospitals. Yeah, if they could build those hospitals here in other places like the UK and the US in a week, I mean, they can't even fix a pothole in a week here. That was the hospital being built in Wuhan, and the second one is almost done. They built it in a week. Let's see if I can find a picture of that. Here's a time lapse of it. Look, there was nothing there at all. It was literally just grass and trees, and then boom, hospital's there. There it is. So that was the hospital built that will be taking in patients. So that's going on. Here's more pictures of it, just to give you a sense of what it looks like. Well, when I heard about it, I'm like, well, what are they going to have, a tent, you know, with you know, beds under, you know, some tented thing? No, it's actually a real, you know. Look, they even have like the ducts for the, you know, air conditioning or, you know, whatever. So that's going on as well. The second one should be done. There it is. But we want to talk about these new numbers, and I want to see if I can find anything else as they come out. I work at an airport. There's nothing being done. Yeah, I mean, it depends where the airport is. I don't know what airport you're at. I mean, I know that here in the U.S., I mean, a lot of airports, most airports aren't taking people from China anymore. Only like the 7, like Seattle Airport, LAX, JFK. So I'm thinking the other airports aren't doing anything anyway because they think it's not a big deal because they don't have people from China coming. You know what I mean? How many cities are shut down in China? I think about how many. There's tons of them locked. At least like 15, I think. They're all in Hubei province where Wuhan is. 2020 Hubei lockdowns, Wikipedia. 15 other cities. So there's 16 cities on lockdown with over 57 million people in all. That's good they got that on Wikipedia already. Yeah, I think like 16. Yeah, you're right, Mike Albert. These 16 cities are on lockdown for this. And just to say, this is Ben's Weather Tech and Adventures. There's a bunch of weather streams and stuff like that. So if you like weather streams, subscribe. We're getting into new streams. I've been streaming about this. I have like 15 streams on it. If you like these streams, subscribe. I'll be posting updated numbers on the subscription page on YouTube where you can post and then the numbers will come up. So I'll definitely stay on top of this, and we will definitely be doing more coverage on this. But let's see if we can find anything else. I assume if I just put that in, it should. Should I go on Twitter again? Let's see if BNO is saying anything else. So we talked about that hospital. And we'll also check. I wonder if these live things will update at all with the new numbers, like the Guardian one and stuff. Actually, where did the Guardian one go?
"14 days in, and we were headed out. Checking out."
As I said before, I got to do something about the autoplay videos. Okay, they do not have any. No, this is not live updates. Where is their live updates? Okay, here we go. Yeah, we'll have to see if they have the numbers in. But let's see if BNO said anything else. Well, what? Where are the new tweets we just saw? Did they delete them? We were just looking at them. Wait, went up one case. We're waiting for these numbers to update though here, because the provinces, these two provinces are definitely going to go over 1,000. What website did you see? This is BNO News. So if you type in bnonews.com, this is like the only site that has something like this. It's great. bnonews.com, and you'll come to the webpage. And every time I've gone on, it's been the first story right up at top, map data, and then it brings you right to the cases. And you have the cases here, and you have the updated numbers on top, and it says when it's been updated. So that's the site. So BNO News, big thanks to BNO News. But I don't know where their tweets just went about these numbers. I was just looking at them. I wonder if they're still on here though, so I'm gonna think they are real. Let's see if this thing updated. That has not updated yet. So we talked about that. So I only have one computer screen set up right now, so I have to keep looking at my phone to look at the chat. I do have another screen though, and I'm actually doing some work to upgrade my computer tomorrow, so I'll probably just put that back on to make it easier to see the chat instead of looking on my phone. But if you have questions, put them in the chat for sure, and I'll be able to see them. So, okay, so look at this. So see how like most of the deaths are still in Hubei province. So that's how it's been kind of, but you can see a few scattered throughout here. But as they were saying on their other tweet, which I don't know, it looks like it got taken down. The serious condition and critical condition numbers have gone way up for today in Hubei province. And just to show you where this is going down, because I haven't shown a map at all. It's going down. So here's China, of course. Now Hubei province is where? Right here. Let's just, you know what, let's look at Wuhan. So this started in Wuhan at a fish market, or some kind of meat market. That's on lockdown. So that's where it started. But Hubei province is this whole area. Let's just look up Hubei, China, while we wait for these new cases. If we can see it, wait to see if there's any updates on these cases. But here's Wuhan, and here's Hubei, this whole area here. And this is the area where those cities are locked down, just in this province here. But other provinces are, as we said, clearly over 1,000 cases once they update. But that's where it started, and that's where kind of the worst is, and that's where, you know, countries like the US and the UK are taking their people out. I think they have so many deaths in Hubei because hospitals are overwhelmed. Yeah, I mean, they really are overwhelmed there. I mean, you can also say there's so many because it started there, of course. But yes, hospitals are overwhelmed, and, you know, there's a whole things going on, you know, with, and then I just think about, you know, the people who have other conditions and who have other health problems and health emergencies. You know, is there room for them? Are there people still, you know, at some hospitals I think are like totally doing coronavirus, so maybe they have to go way further. You know, they're kind of on lockdown. So I don't know how any of that stuff is going on. Very hard to tell because it's so hard to get the information since this is all going on in China. So that's that. What is this? We don't need this anymore. I wonder if this updated. Population density in Wuhan. So let's see if, yeah, I doubt this number here is updated. You know, it takes a while for some of the, for updates to come in and for all the news stations to actually cover them. So that hasn't updated yet. Except BNO, of course, they're right on top of it. Let's go back to the BNO newsroom. Ooh, what is this? An asterisk. We have an asterisk. Okay, so that asterisk is just about the doctor who died, and I guess like he died after the mark for where all these cases are. So his death, so it's really like 620 in Hubei. They're saying, then they're not including that doctor's death there. Most coronavirus on YouTube are from mainstream news outlets. Yeah, and I mean the whole thing. Plus, in China is, you know, I mean all of this stuff. Like I don't even know today. I don't even think they have YouTube in China, right? Or some places. So it's so hard for people there that aren't with major news networks to get information out. I mean, you know what I want to do? I want to check the Snap Map. We just used this when we were doing the weather streaming, but I had been looking at this and a few other things, and you go to Hubei here, and there'll be a few videos. So here's Wuhan. Not much on the map. Let's see what there is. There's that. Ooh, look at that. Let's look at that. Hold on. Obviously, I don't know what he's saying, but he has a mask on and he's in Wuhan. Are these the empty streets? Kind of. There's actually a few videos today. TikTok or something they have. You know, all the videos on TikTok are mostly meme videos and stuff about this. I don't know what else they really have. Yeah, these aren't about it. And see how this is 2 days ago? So it's like, even though there's a few videos, they're not. I mean, look, the newest one was 11 hours ago. So I wonder if anywhere else in China. I mean, let's look like Shanghai. I mean, I know this thing isn't really there, but all this stuff is so old. That's the thing. Now, I don't know if these people who have Snap Maps are using Snapchat on like a VPN or something. Let's see if Hong Kong has. There might be more in Hong Kong because this is not actually part of China, and I don't know if they have different. I don't know what the laws are like there, but I think they still, lots of stuff is censored. I don't think that we'll see much about the virus here, though. But at least we saw something on there. On Insta, you know, I haven't looked at Instagram. It's really hard to kind of like look at places on Instagram. That's why I like the Snap Map so much. But we'll have to see. I'll look into it and see what I can find for the next stream. So we'll see what happens. But I don't really want to look at it now. I want to focus on these numbers, of course. Let me just make sure this is okay. So we're waiting for these numbers to update here for these provinces. And I just want to check the weather thing really quickly. As I said, we do a lot of weather streams, and there was a kind of some risk for enhanced weather today, but there's no tornado warnings right now, so I don't have to worry about that right now. I was going to kind of just go right to that after this, but I think I'll just stay streaming on this for now anyway. And if I want to do that later, I can. But we're waiting for these numbers to update here. We'll have to see what happens. But we have the new update, 635 dead, 3812 infected. Of course, these are only the official numbers. The real numbers could be way, 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 way higher. They use apps like WeChat. Yeah, I know they use WeChat, but the thing is with WeChat, that's more of like a texting thing, isn't it? So it's not more of like a social media. The really only one I know is Weibo. But Weibo, I mean, they might have something now with like the new case numbers. I'll check it. But you have to translate it, and it's just, the first time I went on here, it was great. There were some nice articles. But ever since, I haven't been able to find anything. I doubt there'll be anything on here. Have any non-Asians contracted the virus? You know, I don't know about that. I haven't seen any like reporting on that, so I'm really not. I guess we go on Google and look it up. Yeah, I don't really know. I mean, I'd say it's almost 100%, you know, Asian people who have it, just because that's who, you know, are in the region. But I haven't seen articles on it. I really don't know. So we'll have to see what happens. That's a whole, yeah, we'll have to see what happens with that. People just aren't really reporting on it, so I don't. Could be yes, could be no. I certainly haven't seen any like specific cases though. Yeah, I haven't seen pictures or cases I haven't seen. So that's why I'm like, well, I mean, it's definitely possible, especially with these, you know, the official numbers that could be so much higher. You know, the numbers could be. I mean, even like what, a few weeks ago, there were people saying they thought 100,000 people had it in Hubei province. I remember a few weeks ago someone said 44,000. Well, we're getting close to 44,000. So, you know, the numbers people had been saying at the beginning when this was happening, and the official numbers were way lower. Every day we get closer to those official numbers, to those unofficial numbers that some scientists were saying. But I'm going to go on. I'm going to see. Or maybe BNO Newsroom. That's what happened. They have two Twitter pages, BNO News and BNO Newsroom. Yeah, and I was just talking about this. The new death toll is 635. So I have it right, 635, not 634. Because of the time that Chinese doctor died. Some people aren't putting it in because it isn't actually from yesterday. That's something, but it's our paper on effectiveness, airport screening. Yeah, I mean, in the beginning, the airport screening, we were saying, wasn't too good, because they're screening people for like fever and stuff. That's what they were doing at first. But then you don't even have symptoms you don't have to have symptoms to have the virus. There can be there's a 14-day incubation period. So that wasn't too effective. Keeping it out. So I think, once they started closing airports and stuff, yeah, that's better, of course. But I wonder if any other news agencies have been tweeting about the virus. Reuters, they're usually... See, none of these places except BNO News have the new numbers. I'm glad we got them. Oh, I mean, they had it here. This person rises to 632 a little while ago. But there's not, I'm not seeing big... Here's a breakdown by country. You can see, China obviously dominates them, but Japan has 45. Germany has 13. That's kind of the biggest I'd say that's the biggest outlier here. Because there's one person infected all of these people in Germany. It's from a company she had contact with a Chinese person who was doing work with the company, and then she came back to Germany and infected 8 people. So that's why Germany has so many cases. The hit on the global economy will be worse than SARS. Let's look at this. We've been kind of talking about the economy sparsely. SARS was a big outbreak in the early 2000s. And the funny thing is when we heard about this, everyone was saying, well, it won't be like SARS because SARS killed 800 people. I mean, if this doesn't kill 800 people, it'll shock me. But SARS, the death rate was higher. Only 8,000 people got it and 10% died. So that's why it seemed so big with the 8,000 people. Whereas this one, there's way more cases, even though the death rate is 2%. But we don't know that because there could be so many more cases and so many deaths, too, for that matter, that aren't reported. But this is just about the global economy. Lots of people are working from home. China has said, restricted people from going back to work. Let's see if I can find anything about that. Because I wonder if they've moved dates. When can China go back to work? Specific provinces have set different dates. After the Lunar New Year, and then they were like, okay, well, we're going to keep people home for even longer. Oh, yeah, you know what? The 3rd. People did return on the 3rd in some places. Now, this is 2 days old, but I think it'll be relevant from the South China Morning Post. As China goes back to work after Lunar New Year, will it spread more rapidly? Millions of Chinese return to work on Monday. Some are still out of work, but some provinces are letting people go to work. One of the that German person, one of the people who got it from the lady, I think it was a woman, who infected 8 people, they infected their wife and their kid as well. She was told by our colleagues anyone returning saying hi would need to be quarantined. And the thing is I was saying in my other streams, I know this guy a little bit who is from China, and I remember he texted me and he said he was going to China for January. And I couldn't get a hold of him or anything, so I assumed his Facebook Messenger didn't work in China. And finally, 2 days ago, I got in touch with him, and he's back here in the United States, and he's actually said his work wanted him to stay in his home and work from home for 2 weeks. So since last Monday, he's actually been home, almost self-isolating himself, while working from home on the computer. I thought that was really kind of ironic because I really wanted to ask him about this, and I didn't know if he was stuck in China or whatever with the low number of flights going to and from. But he's actually at home, and I guess he wasn't from the Hubei province or anything, and he wasn't showing symptoms. So, but they still thought it was best, or he thought it was best to work from home for 2 weeks. So even people who aren't from Hubei, who maybe come back to the United States or whatever, even if they're not they don't have symptoms and they're not, the government is going to be quarantine you. Their companies may say, hey, stay home for 2 weeks or work from home for 2 weeks if you can or something. That has to do a little with the economy. So I thought I'd bring that up. Yeah, see, China businesses turn remote. But not everyone can work from home. So, I mean, I'm just like, how about workers, at restaurants and whatever, or libraries or whatever? What are they? Are they the money coming in or not? Ooh, look at this. Is the China lockdown working? So, before we get to this, let's see if these numbers have gone up at all. In these cases, and they haven't. These should start coming in. So that's the next big thing, is to see these numbers will rise for these other provinces. Because there'll be another kind of big update we'll get. But let's look at that article. The new government appears to cluster those who had the virus in quarantine zones. Yeah. I guess they're just saying most people, they want at these, zones and hospitals not to be instead of being at home and self-isolating. Oh, and here's a good map with the flights suspended. So that's going on as well. Global restrictions to and from China. Look at this one country in South America, France. Oh wait, that's geez, what is that country in South America that has to do with France? I'll have to read up on that. It has something, I don't know, is that a part of France or like a territory? It's a territory of France. I'll have to read up on that. This is supposedly a drone shot of Wuhan. I don't want to show this a ton because it's from the New York Times, so I don't know if it's copyright, but there's some of the deserted streets. And deserted, airports and bus stations. So that's going on. I just don't want to show it and have a copyright issue. But you can see the streets are very deserted. Planes are not flying, some of them. Some of them are grounded. Lots of planes are still flying, though, as we saw. Most can't work from home out. LOL. Yeah, I mean, I agree, especially for, people who work in business or whatever, with computers and stuff. But how about, the everyday people? How about people who own their own small business, who own, a little shop or somewhere to get food or whatever? Well, how about them? What's going to happen? They're not having money come in, that's for sure, because no one is going out. So that's a whole nother issue that's going on. But, yeah, the big thing I still want to focus on is these numbers. See if anywhere has anything on them. Let me go back on Twitter. Oh, every time I reload this. Okay, they don't have anything new. Okay, yeah, you know what? I'm going to see what Steve says. If you don't know, there's this, what's the name of the channel? Agenda Free TV YouTube channel. And he streams a bunch of news. And he's been streaming a ton about this. I had been watching them before, but recently I wasn't watching him as much. But let's see what he says, because he's wrote about this for sure. Because I knew, watching his streams, I know he would write about this, and I didn't even think to look at that on Twitter. Ooh, wait, Wuhan's numbers are down still? What is this? Yeah, and in the severe cases, the severe cases almost rose 1,000. What else did he say? I think this is like the official thing where they... It's not even working. Let's go on Twitter and look for some other stuff, though. What were some of the... There's all these like coronavirus Twitter pages. Like I know I was following this one. Ooh, this one was tweeting. I don't think they have... Oh, death toll just reached 630. Yeah, but they don't have anything about it. That's the thing. There's so many of these accounts. Coronavirus. I wish there was a way to filter out, you know, the news from the, you know, the memes and everything. Anything about case numbers. Yeah, and this is the stuff they're spraying. I have no idea what that is, you know, what's going on. But look, they're like spraying the cars as they come into the city or something. And they've also been spraying streets and stuff. See if there's any with the Nintendo Switch. See, here's them spraying streets. Okay, a lot about is about that doctor. Wuhan Exhibition Center converted to hospital. So look at that. They're having all these people, all these beds in this exhibition center. I mean that's like crazy to think that these are all going to be filled with patients and doctors. Everyone in close quarters like that. I mean, I know that everyone will be in protected stuff that are working, but it's just like, I don't know how. I guess they have these barriers too. I don't know how, you know, there wouldn't be some people who got the virus. I mean, it's just, look at it. It's just a huge place, and they're going to bring all these people in. That's the first picture I've seen like that. 1918 flu. Yeah, it's kind of, I mean, that looks kind of like that. Coronavirus updates. Let's see if any of these have updates. What is that? Okay, he retweeted that. I was going to see if you... Yeah, so we're not. It's like these numbers have come out, but BNO is the only people on top of them. I think maybe because like the full numbers haven't come out, so maybe people are waiting. This says, why doesn't China publish real virus numbers? You know, the thing is if they are kind of hiding, you know, the higher amount of numbers, I mean, it's gotten so high already that it's like, what's even the reason to keep them so low, and especially if they're only a little bit higher than the numbers. I mean, even if it's like twice as much as the numbers we have now, it's just, who knows anything about the numbers. Look at this. This is so old information. That came out 42 minutes ago, but this is like days old. Nearly 500 dead. That's days old information. Oh, here we go. Yeah, so cured. I don't know if cured is the word. Discharged is a good word because that's how many people have left the hospital. But discharged, I don't know. Hello from Salisbury near Stonehenge. Gruminator says that. Gruminator is in the UK. I've heard they only have 2,000 testing kits. Testing kits, I know, have been an issue. And then some people were saying, like, well, maybe there's, these low numbers because there's no testing kits. Let me just, hold on a sec. Okay, I think I'm good. These low number of testing kits, are contributing to why, there's these low death numbers and why there could be so many unofficial cases. So we don't know. I mean, it's definitely something that could be an obstacle. Oh wait, but this is an old article. Oh, I was looking at this and I thought these were new numbers. I was literally looking at this and thought these were new numbers, and I realized that those are not the new numbers. That's how quick this is escalating. Test kits to 7 locations. Yeah. I mean, I'll look up test kits. It's just so hard to know, since it's in China, like exactly what's going on. Test. Look at this. 2 babies infected. We'll have to look at that. This is really old. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a shortage at these hospitals with all these things going on. Let's look at this quickly. 2 babies infected.
And we were headed out. Checking out.
Oh, was this on here? Maybe it was so far down I didn't see it. Well, I want to focus on the numbers. There was one baby from before, so maybe there was just another one. We had heard about that. I wonder when this will update. We want to see these numbers update here. And actually, these are going to update as well. And go up. Hi, saxophone Edifer. So many people in the chat. Let me just check. You know what? It's okay. And to reiterate, guys, I will be streaming on this more, so definitely subscribe to this channel. I know the name is Ben's Weather, Tech, and Adventures. I may be changing that to like Ben's Weather and Breaking News, because really what I'm focusing on now is weather streams and weather videos. And now this kind of got me right into streaming breaking news, which I kind of want to keep doing. So if you're subscribed and you see a name change, but it looks like the same channel to like Ben's Weather and Breaking News or Ben's Weather and News or something like that, then I changed the name. But for now, I think it's best to just keep it. I know news isn't in the title, but we will be right now. But we will be doing more news streams on this, so definitely subscribe for that. I mean, tomorrow I should be definitely streaming about this for sure. While also monitoring the weather, but we have like 15 streams on this, so definitely subscribe and yeah, look out for these streams as we keep doing them. This is kind of good. I think this is the first time I've streamed when the numbers have updated, so that's kind of cool. But we're waiting for more updated numbers now. BBN. Is that a news thing or something? Bible Broadcasting. I don't know if they'll have anything on the coronavirus. Do you think it should be called the Chinese flu? You know, I think the best name is just China coronavirus. There's also China virus, but I don't know. China coronavirus, I guess. I mean, people will probably kind of call it slangly the Chinese flu. But, you know, we'll have to see in time. Like, if this does continue, what is the big name going to be that people start calling it? Let me just respond to this. Okay. Good. So, as we wait for these new numbers, I wonder if this is updated. No. It takes so long for everything to get updated. You know, we get the new number somewhere, but it's just takes so long. Oh, let's look at this. I didn't look at this source. Now we're gonna have to translate this probably. Is it not even working? Maybe so many people are looking at it. I don't know if he means. Okay, I didn't know if he was putting a new site out there, Mike Albert. Will this load? Yeah, this isn't working. But that would just say like basically the same thing this thing says. But this 24,702 suspected. I mean, it says suspected. So, I mean, are most of those going to become true? I mean, then it'll really, really go up. Crazy numbers. And here's another map again. I think this is the best map. Where did that go? The Wuhan. I think this is the best map here. Go world. Easy to read. But as you can see, you know, it's kind of crazy that like none of these island nations in Southeast China have it. Like, I mean, Malaysia has them and the Philippines, but kind of these areas down here. That's kind of surprising. Australia has 15 cases. Wow, I didn't know they had that much. No cases in South America or Africa yet. And really only 5 cases in the Middle East and the UAE. Otherwise, you know, none. None in Eastern Europe. Well, I guess that's part of Russia. None in Eastern Europe. Russia has them, but I guess if you want to say Sweden and Finland each have 1. But kind of pure Eastern Europe doesn't have any. Ben's breaking news. Yeah, see, I kind of want weather as the first name in the channel because, especially once I get to, that's kind of what I made this on, so I kind of want to have it like that. Ben's breaking news and weather probably does sound the best, though. And someone just subscribed, I think, so thank you for that. Ben's, do I have this on? Okay, no. It must have been from my phone. I heard the notification thing. Let me just make sure something is... Okay, we're good. Sorry, I have to keep going over there. To the window. Yeah, but that's probably Ben's breaking weather and news, or Ben's weather and breaking news, maybe. That would probably be it, Ben's weather and breaking news. Not sure, I just don't... When I first made this channel, I was thinking of doing like tech reviews and like, you know, adventures would be like more vlogs and stuff, but never really panned out, so I kind of want to get it out of the name, to be honest. I'm not going to look at this because I doubt the chance of a new... Oh, this finally worked. Yeah, so look at this. This is the new... So 2447 new cases, 1,500 in Wuhan, 255 here. So these are all the cases that these individual provinces, individual cities in Wuhan have announced. So that's just what that is. So that doesn't say a ton of stuff. We're just waiting for this to update. Still don't have the update yet. Hoping I can have that update while I'm still in the air. Should I fly and immigrate to Iceland? Well, for just this virus, since you're in the UK, I say it's a pretty low risk, but hey, if you want to, Gruminator. Gruminator, is that it? Gruminator. Just update already. I think the other update might have come, like, it seemed pretty early, so maybe it's just taking a while for this other one to come in. Is this updated yet? Yeah, this website hasn't updated at all. Let's see if there's any live updates on these sites. An Italian citizen is tested positive. He was one of the people that were taken on a plane from Wuhan. So that's new. Most of this stuff isn't new. I need to bookmark all of these live update things, so I just have them. Has this updated, and now the video is going to autoplay. Nope, this hasn't updated. Let's get rid of this. So, waiting for updates, but see if Twitter... Hold on, let me just respond to this. nCoV, okay, yeah. Mike says nCoV is CDC, yeah, because it's novel coronavirus. But I was just saying, like, what's going to be, like, the term that, you know, the news and everything uses for it? Because I doubt they'll be like, 2019 novel coronavirus. I haven't heard that at all. Maybe if I write 605, like 635, it'll kind of bring me tweets that have that in it. Here's an update. Ooh, what is this? Maybe we can find a new site here to... Ooh, this is good. So 13% are in critical condition. This is up to date, isn't it? 3829? Oh, no, wait a sec. Yeah, 3829. What's this saying? 3814. This is actually even higher. Okay, I'm not going to get this. Hold on, let me just write a text real quick. Okay. So this is another case, place I'm bookmarking, for sure. Ooh, and they have graphs. They're a little old, but they're up to date here. Ooh, look at this. It says the number. Yeah, plus 70 deaths. This is actually a good site. Oh, this is great. We can see like everywhere. Now these numbers in China are going to go up because that was only one province. So those are going to go up. We're waiting for that update with those going up. But this is actually a good site because you can see, look, February 6 cases. China plus, 2,500. Singapore plus 2. Hong Kong 3. Taiwan 5. So you can see every other country. So that's good. UK and Italy, yeah, we just heard about those. This is a very, very good site. Worldometer. So I'll keep looking at this. Just found that off Twitter. That's probably the first good thing I've found off Twitter for this in so long, for the outbreak. Let me just get the chat back up on my phone. I was texting and I took it off. Your saxophone says GIS. We were just looking at an ArcGIS thing. I wonder if that's the same thing. I'm going to screenshot it, saxophone edifier, and I'm going to look at it later for the next stream. John Hoskins. Okay, yeah, people are saying, yes, some places to look. Thank you for saying places to look. I'm going to keep looking at that. Let me just respond to this. Okay, I think we're good. Chat is up. Yeah, so saxophone, I will look into that. It's great, on this stream we're finding all these new places to look. Because I was kind of, on the other streams, I was like, I would talk a little bit and then it would be like, nothing to talk about. But we're waiting for these more numbers to come in. That was from this. Ode Hondu. With that site, which is actually really up to date. Yeah, so we're really just seeing numbers. We're not really seeing analysis on there. Now, that's okay. I mean, I didn't really... Oh, look, RT. Let's see what they say. I got to follow RT. What I may do is I may make a Twitter page for the YouTube channel, and I can follow like everything I need on there. So I just get that stuff, and then people can maybe like follow me to retweet stuff. I may be doing that in the future. I also want to add graphics to the some kind of graphic to this, so it's not just a computer screen. And I know I need a new mic. I know the mic's not great. I am getting a new mic and webcam as well. So I'll be looking to do that stuff as well. Let's see what they said though. Yeah, this is updated 5 minutes ago. So they're just looking at the BNO thing. BNO is on top of it. They're the only people who are like big news thing that are saying this stuff. The day before marked one of the deadliest days yet, seeing 770 new fatalities. So that's basically kind of what we got today too. Singapore has the greatest cases outside of China. I think they have 30 cases. So there's not much in that article. It's also nice to see that the Nightbot thing is working in the chat. I gotta set that up more too, as well. So we're waiting for this update here. Have to see what happens if it comes out anytime soon. If for some reason it comes out, when I'm not on the air, I will post it on I will create a post on YouTube, and if you're subscribed, you'll see it. So subscribe. Ooh, 359. Wait, what did this say? Yeah, saxophone. Those are old numbers. The 28,359 is the old numbers, but we now have the new numbers right here: 30, 18, 814, and 635. That's what we were kind of just talking about when we on the air, or these new numbers. See how long I've been. Okay. Could we just get them by 6:30? I wonder if. What time is it in China? 7:22. Well, it is the morning. I want to see what that guy Steve said, if he said anything else on here. Because I know that he, like, if they do that update, he'll be one of the first persons to tweet about it. Well, he did post this, look. Cathay Airlines, Shanghai to Hong Kong. The plane is empty. He can sit anywhere. Look at that. There's like few people on the plane. Imagine that. Temperatures taken. So that's the thing. Even though there are still all these planes flying, there's this whole thing like some of them have like almost nobody on them. So even if they're flying, it doesn't mean they're all full. I didn't think of that before. Yeah, I'm gonna anyway make like a different Twitter so I can just get coronavirus, follow people for coronavirus, and then maybe retweet stuff as well. But more, yeah, just for that. That'll be a lot easier, and follow like as much as I can about it, so I can just get the tweets right in my feed. Yeah, that was that whole thing about the doctor. See, then we get into all these videos, and I don't even know if they're real. I just wish we could get the update already. No. Yeah, well, they'll update this when the new update comes. Actually, I should go on Twitter because they're gonna put it on Twitter first, probably, because that's what. Yeah, that's still their last tweet. Okay, so they were just replying to someone. But we're waiting for their big update again. Nobody can work. I don't know how long they can hold this. Food supplies are getting empty. Yeah, I don't know how long they can really hold this whole thing as well. I mean, how long can you quarantine? Can you lock down these people for? Forget work, even just getting food. I mean, I don't know how I'd survive eating at home that long. But I saw some posts about people just making quick food and stuff. Who knows? Who knows how long this is gonna hold? Who knows how long people are gonna be out of work? Right? So we are waiting for the new case numbers. We still don't have them yet. We do have some. We do have these new numbers, but we don't have. We only have the Hubei province numbers where this started. We don't have anything else from China. How do they feed so many people in quarantine? You know, I don't know. I guess people can maybe still go out to shops and stuff. Big mystery. I really have no idea if you don't eat at home how you can eat. Any updates. I don't know why there's news on here from like 6 months ago, but hey, you know, this is great. I don't know about this section here. 6 months ago. But we're just really waiting for these numbers now. If you have questions, put them in the chat. I mean, I'll see if any of these things have updated. See, this is still live updated, but this is wrong. It might get a little loud because my brother's coming in, so I'm going to tell him to not make noise. What is it, 6:30? Okay. I definitely want to stay on and just see if we can get this update, because we already got the other update anyway, so why not? Be sure this is all working. Okay. $6.19. When will this update?
14 days in.
Oh, not again. Let me just do one thing and then I'll be back. Hold on a second while we wait for these updates. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Sunday. You street people, fuck off. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna troll you just for that. Hey, what's up, bitches? Your ugly